Hey guys, it's Alex again, coming at you with another video. This time I wanted to show off Elijah Craig barrel proof. Throughout the years, I was able to pick up C923 a few weeks ago, and I've really been enjoying it. I wanted to compare it to some of the older batches, some of the heavy hitters. So I'm really excited to share the results. I have no idea who's going to win, come out on top, how they compare. Not really sure, but let's get into it. So starting us off, we have Elijah Craig Barrel Proof C919 coming in at 136.8 proof. Then we have B520 at 127.2 proof. Then we have C920, a lot of people's favorites, coming in at 132.8 proof. And then C922 at 124.8 proof. And lastly, here, C923 at 133.0 proof. So let's start things off with C919. It's a pretty high proofer to start with, and the flavor is just really coming out of the glass. I'm not really getting a lot of ethanol, but I'm definitely getting a lot of rich flavors coming out, and it smells like a high proofer, but again, I'm not really getting that ethanol, gasoline, real smell. Again, it's been open for a while, but still, I think the flavors really do a good job at being the focal point on when I'm nosing this. But I'm getting a lot of very sweet, a lot of sweet oakiness. But oak is definitely the main ingredient that I'm picking up here. But it's just very, very well balanced. It doesn't smell over oaked at all, but just a very rich. All right, so now we have B520. Yeah, see, this one smells a lot sweeter, and definitely it does smell lower proof, and also the flavors are less explosive. So good. The sweetness, the sweet oak was what's pronounced here, or as opposed to like this one's like oak is the front runner, but here it's more sweetness and caramel. Okay, C920, this one smells like a blend of these two together. Like I'm getting a lot more flavor coming out than B520, but I'm also getting like the sweetness as well, and I'm not getting almost like overwhelmed with flavor as I did with this 919. All right, so C922. Yeah, C922 is where I'm starting to get more of like the traditional, the peanut, the Heaven Hill peanut nose. I am still getting some oak, I'm getting some caramel, but everything, it just smells more processed. Like where these older ones, I get a lot more of that like natural cane sugar, whereas this one is a lot more like artificial, like simple syrupy. It still smells really good, but this one it doesn't smell as special as these other ones. All right, C923. Okay, so C923 smells a lot like, has a lot of vanilla on it, and it reminds me a lot of those Werther's vanilla cream candies. All right, so let's go for taste. So this is C919. Oh my god. Oh my god, this thing. Oh my god. Oh geez, this is a lot. This is a lot. There is so much there. I just feel like I got punched in the face. That kind of shocked, like all my taste buds going down. I just felt like I got sucker punched. I wasn't really able to pull many flavors out of that pour, actually. I'll have to go in again. I'll have to brace myself a little bit more. Okay, I took a tiny sip there, and now there I'm able to process it a lot more. Now I get the full effects of the flavors, of the oakiness. Covers your mouth. It dries my tongue, but it coats the mouth beautifully, and it feels like the flavor, the amount of flavor that I took in that baby sip is equivalent to like a regular sip of any other drink. So maybe a half ounce will last me like an hour or two. All right, B520. I get more oak on B520 than C919. So it flipped from the nose, because I felt like this one was a lot sweeter, where this one was more just pure oak. It goes down well, long finish for both of these. It tastes more refreshing, I guess. This one was very drying, whereas this one kind of like coats the mouth and it doesn't really dry it. Yeah, this is really good. I like the sweetness of it, but I'm definitely getting the oak. The oak kind of it does kind of hang around the back end of the paddle a little bit. So let's see how C920 compares to that one. Yeah, so C920, it's again like a perfect blend of these two. I get a lot more of the balanced flavors. So C920 is like drying and refreshing at the same time. Like it dries like the bottom of my palate, but it also makes my mouth water at the very end. Oh yeah, I think this is great. This is great. It definitely drinks its proof, but the flavor's there, right there to back it up. And I think this one is C920 is a hitter still. C922. The drinking experience is definitely different on this one compared to the other one so far. Some have been overwhelming, and these two have been like pretty close to right on the money. And this one's just a little bit, like it starts off good, but then it just falls flat. So C922 up front, I do get the oakiness. It's almost like a little bit too oaked. It reminds me of B520's profile tasting notes, and then it just comes off a bit thin at the very end, like near the back end of the palate and towards the finish. It kind of just fizzles off. It's still good. Like I don't have like many bad things to say about it. It's just like I wish there was more on the back end for this release. All right, C923. So the flavors here are really good. I think the way that they blended this was great. The vanilla is really like showcasing itself, which is the first time I can say that for any of the other releases that I have shown on here. This release is really good. It's very well balanced. I think it does drink pretty much at the proof point, 133. So it is a little bit on the intense side, but when I say intense, like this is intense, so it's not nearly that. C923 can really hold its ground against some of these great releases that are shown here. So definitely pick one of these up. I'm really glad I got this. The more recent releases have been more misses than hits, but that's fair. Like you can't expect everything to be a hitter. So eliminating some bottles, as much as the flavors are there and the intensity, I gotta rule out C919 and C922 for pretty much opposite reasons. For me, like my favorite is just something that I can just go to, like old reliable, something that I can go to every day if I want, and just like if I'm feeling like a special occasion, like oh I really want something that really hits the spot. And this one, it hits the spot too hard, and this one doesn't hit the spot hard enough. Okay. All right, so your top three: B520, C920, C923. You get the sweetness is great, covers the mouth, transfers to the end, good finish. Yeah, B520, great. Okay, C920, more intensity, more flavors, more proof. Definitely taste it, and the proof does kind of transfer you. It does kind of fight you a little bit going down. It's a mean bottle. Definitely, like the difference between B520 and C920 is about 5 proof points, and they taste drastically different. This one tastes like at proof point. This one again tastes a little bit under. So definitely more flavors coming from here and a lot more intensity. So I can see why a lot of people love this bottle. This thing pretty much has it all. And C923, I think the flavors are really, really good. I think it kind of stands out from the other two, whereas a lot more vanilla focused compared to the other ones where it's a little bit more like sweet oak and caramel here. I'm a little bit let down on the finish. Like it's really good. It's like medium to long. It does transfer through more like better than these two do. But I still think that these two, that B520 and C920, still hold the edge a little bit. And for the overall winner between B520 and C920, I think the winner of tonight's Elijah Craig barrel proof round is B520. It's just overall the best bottle for me. I don't think the extra flavor is worth the extra proof that I get on the palate. Versus B520 is just a bottle that I can have whenever I want, just a good pour that I don't need any prep work or anything for. It's just always going to be a hitter no matter the time of day, the time of year. It's just my Old Faithful. And 127.2 proof versus 132.8. Like, I think this bottle, like, it drinks under proof, but the flavor is there and it hits. So it's just a more pleasant drinking experience for me. But I can see why a lot of people love C920. Like, this thing hits hard and it is just great. So if you guys love C920, I think C919 will give you a run for its money in terms of flavor and explosiveness and proof. And if you really want that high proof, like, that is your bottle. C919 is for you. For me, like, I'm glad I have it. It's great. I don't think I'll chase another one of those. That is intense. That bottle's probably going to last me until I die. Regardless, I'm super happy that I have C923. I think it does a great job at holding its own against the older legendary releases from like 3 years ago. So super recommended compared to the stuff that's coming out today and the increasing prices. None of these bottles are bad by any means. So it's just trying to find the nuances between the same brand but just different releases and different mini expressions that they have, the little nuances. And I'm not the best at picking that stuff up, but I have access to these bottles, so I wanted to share my thoughts. So thanks for stopping by. I'll catch you guys in the next one, and I'll see you guys later. Salud.